Welcome to our show, Let's Go Places. I'm here with my very good close friends today. You're in for a treat. We promise not to put you to sleep today, and Charlie's phone is shut off, so there won't be any interruptions. But welcome to the beautiful new car showroom here, and which is the foundation for our show, Let's Go Places, WBCB 1490 AM, and also 107.3 now, Joe, FM dial. So we got a little bit more of a reach for our listeners who always complain many years, right, Bree, that we can't hear. We don't know we can't hear it on the radio. Well, now you can in the Trenton Mercer area, Lower Bucks region, and sections of Northeast Philadelphia. But it's a great show that I'm very proud of for 12 years now. And it's all about increasing awareness about the courageous efforts of our heroes. And my God, there's plenty of them, right, Charlie?
Yes.
Police, fire, military, medical, correctional officers, paramedics. Nurses. Who am I missing? Nurses, all of our medical staff. It's about increasing the awareness. And if you were a listener like Terry and Frank Colosi that are listening in right now in the Levittown section, I can see Frank tuning in his radio out in the garage. Terry listens inside. He goes outside and listens to our show. But as you're listening, as you know, we enjoy bringing a lot of good information to you with a lot of the guests that we bring on the show, namely our fire chiefs, our police chiefs, some of our public officials. Today we're going to talk about a great charity event that just took place. Our Bucks County Tour of Honor. But before we get into that, I want to thank Paul Muller once again as the proud sponsor of this show. He sees the importance to convey this type of information on WBCB for our regular listeners out there so that you can become more in tune with what's going on. Joe, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.
It was a great breakfast today. It was kind of entertaining too, wasn't it?
Yeah. We had a show, breakfast in the show.
We could have taped there right there. Maybe we should do the show there someday, or some morning.
It would be interesting.
Yes,
it would be interesting.
Yeah, some colorful employees there that we love dearly, but one just didn't treat. Well, it was the customer that didn't treat the waitress too well.
The staff too well.
The staff too well. No, that's for sure. But everything worked out well. It was rather colorful. Everybody enjoyed the heartburn. But no, it really wasn't heartburn.
Try to give her the staff.
Yeah, right.
The shaft comes
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Some people you just can't, you never know how people are going to act. Unfortunately, some of them.
No, you can't please everyone.
You can't. Isn't that the truth?
That's the truth.
That's the truth. But getting back to the show, thanks for joining us. Without further ado, I want to thank Joe for joining us today. He's one of our regulars. Charlie, my sidekick. We're going to talk about some events that just occurred and some events that will be coming up, so that you can get hopefully a little bit more involved in your community to help some of these charitable events. The Bucks County Tour of Honor, we're going to talk to Joe about how it originated and all, but let's begin with the golf outing, which was Monday. The weather held up, didn't it?
After the 10 o'clock storm, it turned out to be a really beautiful day. It was, a little humid, but yes, everybody enjoyed themselves. We had a good time, and we raised a few dollars for the tour, for the next tour, and I was happy with the event. I think everything went very well, and we got a lot of compliments about our golf outing. That was our third annual golf tournament. So,
and the money that we raise, obviously, you can articulate just how that money is spent.
The money is for the trips down to Washington, D.C. with the veterans, and these trips, these trips cost probably $45,000 or more for everything that goes on. There's a lot of cost involved.
There sure is.
Buses and apparel and food, and it's just a lot that goes on, and they're very expensive trips, but that's what we're here for, to make sure we get these guys and women down to Washington D.C. to thank them for their service to our country.
When you think of all the years now we've been with the Tour of Honor, we started with Honor Flight and then we separated and we now have our own 501c3.
The Bucks County Tour of Honor, we've been around for 10 years. We originally started with Honor Flight. Things didn't work out as well as we hoped they would work out, so we decided to go on our own here in Bucks County. We now have expanded. We're in Montgomery County, Philadelphia, South Jersey, North Jersey. We're pulling in guys. We've had guys and women come from central Pennsylvania and everything. So we are kind of expanding outward, Again, that's cost involved too, because when we bring guys that are, I think we use like an hour and a half. Within an hour and a half, if you're over an hour and a half away, we have to put them up at one of the local hotels because it's just too much to bring them in the next morning.
And there's cost involved with that?
It's cost involved, yes. But it's we leave at 6 a.m. You guys well know that 6 a.m. is we start registration at 4 a.m. So for somebody that's 2 hours away, that means they can't go to sleep the night before because so it's too much.
True.
And but that's what it is. That's the cost, and that's what's involved. When we're a good distance away, hopefully we can get enough people or enough veterans that we can get a bus and bring them down to park, so they don't have to worry about driving. Or we try to get everybody to have somebody go with them. So in a lot of the homes that we get, the assisted living homes, as you know, they usually have their own buses, and they usually bring their veterans down. So and their guardians if they're necessary. And so that's what we try to do. We just gotta, because we leave at 6 a.m.
But it all seems to come together before 6. By the time we reach 6 o'clock a.m., it seems like all the worrying and rushing and it all seems to come all together all at once, and it's great. It's great.
That's phase one.
Yes.
Then we worry about phase two. Once we get everything together by 6 a.m., as Charlie said, then we turn it over to the police.
Yes.
And then that's phase two, and they got to get us down to Washington by 9:30 or so, like that. So it's like everything's on a timer.
Yeah, and the planning and the scheduling continues, as you just pointed out. We put it in the hands of the police at 6 a.m. While we're going down 95. But I give you so much credit, Joe, with all the years and how you put this together. Yeah, it's always thinking ahead, beginning with the end in mind, knowing that we want everything to go smoothly, and it really does, with all the teamwork and all the people that pitch in.
I'm thankful. The whole board is thankful that the local police departments in Bucks County and Philadelphia, but the local police departments, they do go to Washington with us.
Yes.
There's like 14 or so motorcycle guys, I should say motor patrol.
Yes.
I want to get it correct, And then there's a few guys, a few departments that send cars down with us, and they take us down and they get us down there. That's, it's tough to keep 6-7 buses together. But they keep us together, and there's nobody going in and out and cutting us off and stuff like that. So I could probably, the ones that went to Washington or Bensalem Police Department, Middletown Police Department, Warrenton Police Department, and Upland Borough from Delaware County, they sent their motor patrol up, and Northampton Township. I believe I got them all. You don't want to.
You don't want to miss any.
I don't want to miss any of them, but they.
And the Philadelphia police help us.
Oh yeah, well I was just going to get to that on the way back. Philadelphia Highway Patrol. They clear out 95 for us on the way back when we come home. and which is fantastic. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they shut 95 down for our veterans, which is, thank God for them too. I think the veterans don't really realize, when we say they shut it down, they shut it down.
Oh, it's down.
The only other people that ever had it, I think, are the president and the Pope. Other than that, it hasn't been. But it's interesting to see I-95 shut down at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's. Well, I'm sorry, it's 5:30.
5:30.
5:30.
Sure, it's a crucial period.
Yes, it is. But it's very interesting in how what they do and how they do it, and it's we're grateful.
Oh my goodness,
we can't thank them enough. And there's other police departments that do participate in the homecoming and actually going down in the morning. But they don't go all the way to Washington. The ones that we mentioned only go to Washington.
Right.
They budget controls.
No question about it. It's cost with everything.
It's just cost with everything, and the local police departments. They do this all gratis. There's we don't get charged for any of this. So like all the townships and the city that puts this out. We're grateful. It's it's just cost.
Yeah.
And then you have the aviation department in Philadelphia police, with the helicopter.
What a thrill that is.
That's a thrill, yes, it is. It's interesting.
Yes.
To see. I mean, there's so much more that goes on that you guys know.
Yes, the preparation involved.
The preparation, and then there's what happens. Like, when we're down in Washington, as you know, people go, "Oh, this is really great," and stuff like goes on. And I usually turn around and say, "I said, you haven't seen anything yet.
Haven't seen anything yet. That's true.
You haven't seen anything," and I'm not really going to say too much right now. The guys that do listen, that have been on the trip, they know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to spoil it for any of the women and the guys that are going to go on the trip. So it's an interesting day.
Yes.
It's a very interesting day, and I'm grateful that we can put this, together for them and thank them, because they sure didn't get their thanks.
No, they
60
didn't.
years ago when they came home.
That's the tough part.
Even in Korea, and they really didn't get the real thanks from Korea and World War II. I mean, they had one big parade up in Brooklyn or New York City, and there was over 1 million guys that served in that. How many they had? 30,000 in the parade or something like that.
Yes.
So like
the greatest part. They talk about the greatest show on earth. That had to be the greatest party on earth for the history of this beautiful country.
Usually these guys, they came home, turned in their stuff, got their discharge papers, and went home and went to work.
And went right to work. Right. Exactly.
So
back in the
hopefully
late
we can
40s.
Hopefully we can continue to thank them through the tour.
Yeah, because they're up in their nearing 100 now.
Your World War II, John.
96, 97.
They got to be at least, I think 97 is the youngest a World War II veteran can be.
Yeah, yeah.
You might find a few that are snuck in that are 96 or so, but
had to have
97.
Their parents sign.
Yeah. 97, I believe, is like the youngest that by age-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of that is post-war too.
True.
Not post-war, but the United States government doesn't consider when the Japanese surrendered at the end of the war.
No,
it goes on for another year. For cleanup purposes.
No question about it. You're listening to Joe Safran, who's the chairman for the Bucks County Tour of Honor. Charlie, who's on the board as well. Charlie is our president, in addition to what the time that he spends with our Tour of Honor. He's the president of the Retired Police, Fire, and Correctional Officers, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. Bree just informed me that we're going to have a few words from our sponsors, and then we're going to come right back to Joe Safran so that we can talk more about the origination of the Tour of Honor, the work that goes behind it, the volunteers, a lot more, so that you understand the work involved, but the reason why we do this. Don't go anywhere. We'll return after a few moments from our sponsor.
On the ground for immediate delivery, or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
Hi, This is Mayor Jeff Martin of Hamilton Township, inviting you to tune in to our monthly radio show, This Month in Hamilton. Video stream live the fourth Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. at WBCB1490.com. We will be featuring various guests from Hamilton Township to keep you up to date on what's going on in Hamilton.
Are you a parrot head? Not that kind. That's more like it. If you're this kind of parrot head, don't forget to check out the Denny-O Polka Show every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon right here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hey, this is Jonesy. Kick off your Thursday and Friday evenings in style. Join me for an eclectic freeform mix of the hits and beyond. It's a happening, a musical journey. It's the Glenn Jones radio experience right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, Thursday and Friday, 5 to 6 p.m., directly following the legendary Jerry Blavitt. Radio, the way it ought to be.
As we return, and we were talking to Joe about, and we're going to continue and pick up where we left off after listening to our sponsors, Paul Muller being the sponsor of this show, and the altruistic efforts that he provides, not just with the Tour of Honor, but many other charitable organizations he's involved in. He's the president of the Tri-State Toyota Dealers Association. He's everywhere, Mr. Ubiquitous. How's that for a word?
He was on the Phillies. He was in a broadcast booth the other night.
Yeah, I'm down at the game.
Did a really nice job.
He always does. I think he has another profession he doesn't. Yeah. He's not aware of. But he's tight with all the Phillies. Aaron Nola was up here one day, and he's very good friends with a lot of the old guys. John Kruk, the Crucker, and the Bull, Greg Luzinski. Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about Greg. I mean, he does a lot of nice charity work. The one time that we did a celebrity bartending down at the Eddington House, and I picked up I'm fortunate to have his number, Greg Luzinski, because he's Paul Muller's close friend. And I got him on the phone. I said, Paul, can you do us a favor? In a couple days, we're going to be at the Eddington House. Where's that? I said, well, it's in Bucks County. All right, I'll find it. I said, do you think you can come down and spend a little time to, draw a crowd for us? And the Eddington House always has a good crowd.
Celebrity bartending.
Celebrity bartending. So what better celebrity, especially with all the sports fans we have in Bucks County, and at the Eddington House. He came in, got behind the bar, as you know, Joe, and started mingling with all the boys and girls at the bar. Started buying them drinks.
Yeah, he was buying them drinks.
Yeah, he's buying them drinks. He's a celebrity. And at the end, I noticed he went into his pocket. He's going over to pay. I said, what are you doing? He said, well, I have a tab going. I said, nah, we'll take care of the tab. Don't worry about it. That's the type of guy that he is. But it was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Good show there, that we put on, celebrity bartending.
The only problem is when you're in there and Greg's there and the Bull's there and you get some of these guys are sitting at the bar, they have no idea who he is.
Yeah, you're right, the younger ones.
The young kids.
That's true. They don't remember him back in the...
And our girls, our wonderful wives, were drinking all the...
Jello shots.
They would sell a Jello shot and drink a Jello shot.
That's true, Bree.
Yeah, that's true.
It was
true. One of them didn't go out and get hit by a bus.
Oh my gosh.
They were singing. They felt good at the end of the night, I'll tell you that.
They sure did. Eddington House, very supportive in the community for all the charities, as you know, Joe. And they're catty corner to where our site was the other day for the golf course.
Bensalem Township Country Club.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, they have 2 parking spots in the Eddington House, which I've never seen at any other bar and restaurant. They're parking spots for golf carts.
Yeah.
So golf carts can come up there and pull in, which is kind of neat.
I think they're all down in that area, that community. There's they drive around the golf carts.
It makes it a lot easier for them to get around, to golf, to have dinner and lunch, whatever it may be. Good spot.
It's a quiet neighborhood down there, Cornwell's area.
Yes, and they like to keep it quiet, I guess, right?
Yeah.
but it's
a lot better on gas.
Oh my goodness, yeah, especially with the golf.
You don't have to worry about charging it up either too much, you know.
You're familiar with a golf cart.
I was about to mention that you have one down in Florida, right?
Yes, yes.
Florida home, you got the golf cart.
Yeah. Everyone has one down.
Everybody down there, everybody in that community has one.
That's the way to get around.
It's a lot cheaper.
Oh my goodness, yeah. But getting back to the tour of honor.
Gotta convince my wife.
Yeah, right. Wifey is always right.
No, she's not. No, not this time.
You're on the air, Joe.
I understand. I hope she's listening too. I tell her all the time.
Her lawyer listens to the show.
Yeah. Tell her, use the golf cart. Use
the cart. It's a lot more reasonable and easier too.
Cheaper.
Yeah, to get around. The one of our big donors, as you are aware, and you can talk about them, is Parks Casino. We'll begin with them because they're very supportive and have a lot to do with the successful operation and the logistics. So that makes it a lot easier as well. Like when we begin with 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, setting everything up there on the racetrack side, the racetrack location. Just phenomenal efforts, the chefs there and the volunteers.
Yeah, Parks Casino has been with us since the beginning.
Yes.
They were with us since the beginning, so was Team Toyota.
Yes.
Team Toyota has been with us. And we, in fact, we even have our office now here at the Team Toyota facility on Lincoln Highway. We have... Paul was generous enough to let us have an office here inside the building on the second floor because people want to drop stuff off, and they said, "That's Team Toyota. What are you talking?" I said, "Yeah. Did you ever think about going inside? You know, just saying." But no, he was generous enough to give us the office, so we have an office to put our supplies and everything in. So we're grateful for that. Parks Casino, you can't say enough. They're there for us in the morning at 3 o'clock and 3:30 in the morning. They open up the doors and they provide our continental breakfast there in the morning, and then they supply the breakfast sandwiches and everything for the buses, and they supply the dinner coming home at night, and they're generous, and they're generous all year long.
All year long.
And then it's a great staging area because there's a lot of parking, and there's you can't beat it. I don't know what else to say.
No, logistically, it's
and
perfect.
You can't miss it. I mean, it's like people say, "Where do you go?" Parks East, Parks Casino. When it's not the casino, it's Parks East. It's the racetrack.
Yes.
Well, how do we know? I said, well, believe me, you'll see it in the morning at 3:30. It's all lit up and there's lights flashing and everything, so you won't miss it. So, and we've never had a problem. Never had a problem.
Hats off to our firefighters. With the flag.
Yeah, on the way home.
Oh,
with the flags and everything. But Parks has always been there for us. Some of our other major supporters, Jefferson Hospital, 3B Orthopedics here in Bucks County, Lower Bucks County. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Then we have our, we got different levels of sponsorships, but them three they've come through with large amounts of contributions to the organization. So we're grateful.
Yeah.
They keep us running.
Yes.
They keep us going.
WBCB supportive of our.
They joined us up this year. In fact,
sure
that's great that they came through for us, and we appreciate it. Hey, listen, anything we can get, we have to use.
Yeah, I want to thank Merle Reese and Bill Redner. I went to Bill, and Bill immediately went to talk to Merle Reese, and they made a nice donation to us, and now they're part of the organization.
It costs money, especially in Washington.
Oh, yeah.
The federal government does not do anything for nothing.
No, they don't.
If they do it.
Good point.
I'm not trying to be, picking on the federal government, but they do not support anything anymore.
No. So it's the hard efforts that we put behind the scenes to make certain that
I mean, like we had problems. I don't want to talk about our problems,
it's all right.
But
the listeners need to hear everything.
We send our money in for our permits down there, and then 3 months later, you call and ask them where the permits, and they say they didn't get
permit.
Yeah, exactly. What permit request? And I said, well, we know you got it because we have a UPS label saying that you got it on this date and this person received it, and we also have a cash check that we paid for the permit. So then you have to get the congressman involved and his office involved, and then finally, 2 days before, they say, "Oh yeah, here it is." So and then it's just
Yeah, and that's
and the national, the park police. Thank God we take our own police with us.
Woo! How true that is.
They were the best before, but they won't do anything anymore.
Do it anymore. No. And we only have so many. We're limited to our, our buses now. Only 4.
Yeah, you're only allowed to take 4 buses into Arlington Cemetery now.
It's an incredible venture. If you've never been, for our listeners, to Arlington Cemetery, the World War II Memorial, the Korean War Memorial, Vietnam, all of those sites are just.
Plus, another thing that we always, the board and I'm concerned about is we take children from Bucks County down to Washington with us, to thank the veterans. They have signs, and it's really a surprise when the veterans get there. See, I shouldn't be telling them this, but when they get there, there's children there standing with signs, thank you, and shaking their hands and everything. And then they ask them where they're from, and they say Bucks County. And they look at them like, you always, we came down with you, So it's we use different schools, different school districts, Ben Salem, Centennial, Neshaminy,
right?
Morrisville, Pennsbury. We've used any school district that we can get. We even used. What is that? Holy Family Regional.
Holy Family Regional.
Yeah.
And the kids love it.
The kids love it.
God. Well, it's an historical experience for them.
It's an experience for them. Yeah. They don't travel with us all day down in Washington.
No.
They usually go to us when we go to World War II. They're there. Then they're on their own and with their. They have chaperones.
Chaperones there.
And then they meet back up with us at the Vietnam Memorial.
Yeah, there's a watchful eye on
all that.
All of them.
That's their response. But they're it's an interesting day, and they're excited too. And there's a lot that happens there, and especially when a lot of we take ROTC, junior ROTC classes down from Pennsbury, Ben Salem, and stuff. And then when they see a major general, lieutenant generals, and the guys from the Pentagon that come over and stuff like that, it's interesting to, when you see top brass that's out there.
Yeah, and they come out, and it has a lot to do with your communication with them.
It's a lot. It's hard work. It's all coordination,
behind the scenes, right, Charlie?
You gotta. It's one of them things. You just gotta.
Yeah.
You keep plugging, you make your contacts, and then they try to get you different, ranking officers there. And, we get Navy, we get all
the 5 branches.
Yeah, we even had the new one, the Space Force.
Oh, the Space Force, you're right.
We had a general, brigadier general from the Space Force that was there. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's under, it's interesting to,
Yeah,
we had them there at the Air Force Memorial. They were kind of closed to the Air Force.
Yeah. You're listening to Joe Safran, the chairman of our Bucks County Tour of Honor, but there's a lot that stands in front and behind Joe with all of his planning, his collective reasoning, and how to get things done efficiently. There's a lot of work involved with the Tour of Honor. We want you to understand a little bit more about it, and for your veterans, for all of our veterans out there. If you're listening and you haven't experienced the Tour of Honor, my God, that's one of the things that we want to get out there today, convey that message, to listen a little bit more, and Joe will give you some communicative instruments such as a phone number and email, so they'll know how to. You will know how to reach us. We're going to take another few moments to applaud our sponsors. But don't go anywhere. With Let's Go Places, Joe Safran, Charlie Esposito, myself, Bree at the helm over there, our engineer. We will be right back.
During the Toyota Ready, Set, Go sales event, just imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Whatever you need, from an electric vehicle to a rugged, versatile truck, we have new Toyotas on the ground for immediate delivery. Or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
Opinions matter, and so does yours. Hi, I'm Joe Fabrizi, inviting you to join us every Monday at 1 p.m. for Opinions Matter, right here on 1490 AM WBCB. Opinions Matter is now live streamed at WBCB1490.com. We want to hear from you because your opinion does matter.
WBCB is now on your FM dial at 107.3. Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1958, you can now listen to all of your BCB favorites crystal clear on 107.3 FM. A new age for WBCB on a new frequency, 107.3.
Are you a parrot head? Not that kind. That's more like it. If you're this kind of parrot head, don't forget to check out the Denny-O Polka Show every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon right here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
We're back here with Let's Go Places on 1490 WBCB right here in Levittown, Bucks County. Covers the Trenton Mercer area. Now that it's an FM, we have a stronger signal and we can really reach out and expand for our listenership. I want to thank Joe for being here today so that he can articulate a little bit more to you about the Tour of Honor. And Charlie, we'll talk about some of the events coming up with our police as well. Joe, let's get back to what's most important. A lot of our military out there, and we try to reach them as best we can in all the pockets of Bucks County and the surrounding neighboring townships. We want to reach out to you as much as we can so that you can take advantage of this trip, the Tour of Honor. You want to give them some information as far as how they can reach us?
Yeah, they can. I mean, they can call, they can email. When I heard you just say Trenton Mercer area, like, hey, there's any VFW post over there that want to send some of their members on a trip, all they got to do is give us a buzz, and
That's a good point.
We'll get the applications and we'll get them over there. And we'll work out details with their local police and everything to get them to parks in the morning, especially Trenton area. It's right across right
over the bridge,
right over the bridge, and right on down. Like we're trying to do as much. You can send it to. You can get us at Bucks County Tour of Honor, exactly as it says, Bucks County Tour of Honor at gmail.com. And that's our phone number is
215-741-4200, and just ask for extension 116, or just mention, could you transfer me to the Tour of Honor? We have an office here now.
Right.
And if no one is in the office, obviously we have calls that we pick up daily. As one of the board members and as the program director here at Team, fortunately I'm right down underneath our office, which is above, next to the owner, Paul Muller, or two offices down.
Right, so yeah, and then you can get 215-962-8071. That's my number. They can get me that number, and I'm not afraid to, being in the political world, that number's been out there for
many moons.
Many moons, exactly. So, I mean,
They also can call our office at the retirees.
Yes, they can.
And I'll be more than happy to send them out an application. Get them in this.
Well, that's a good point, because a lot of our police officers are.
Charlie, he's like kind of put him in charge of recruiting all the police, retired police that have been veterans and fire and prison guards and everything. Anybody that wants to go on a trip from any police department or anything like that, get a hold of Charlie over at his office.
Yeah.
And your number there?
215-335-1670.
Give that number out again, Joe.
215-335-1670.
So
and I'll be more than happy to connect them, send them out an application, tell them what they have to do, all that, anything they need to know.
Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You have someone there.
Well, let's not push it. It's 9 to 5, 9 to 4.
9 to 4? Okay, 9 to 4.
Yeah, they don't get a lunch break.
Yeah. Banking hours here. Yeah. No lunch breaks.
No lunch breaks.
Good pinochle games there, though, I understand.
Yeah, we lost a lot of, unfortunately, we lost a lot of our players. Yeah,
the attrition rate it's horrible. I mean, people passing all the time. When we get our monthly magazine, FOP magazine, I always I'm in shock looking at the people that have passed. You know.
Had another book. Did you get your book? There's another book full of.
There's another book coming out?
Well, I got mine already.
You did?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys.
Privileged character.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's just give us a buzz, and you know, I mean, even if you send us an email, again, it's Bucks County Tour of Honor at gmail.com.
Easy to remember.
And just send it. Can you send me applications, or can you give me more information? Leave your number, and somebody will get back to you. If it isn't me, somebody will get back to you, and we'll give you all the information. If next year's trip, we don't have a date yet.
Not yet.
We should have it by the end of July. After the next board meeting, we'll probably be picking a date or dates.
Sure.
Yeah.
For next year's trip. Again, we're only allowed to take 4 buses now down to Washington. We used to take 6. But we're only allowed 4 inside the Arlington Cemetery. They won't permit more than 4 buses to go in. In fact, we tried to get one in, and they turned us away, remember?
I remember.
So we only had 4 there. So it's like, you know.
God.
And, you know, most of the guys... we used to take guardians down for everybody because there was always World War II and Korean veterans, but now it's 10 years later, a lot of the Vietnam veterans need assistance. And, you know, so, again, that's a decision that's going to have to be made at the board meeting, whether we're going to allow all veterans to take guardians down. So
sure.
You know, we can get buses with 60 passengers, but... we have personnel we have to take. We have to take our bagpipes. That's another story.
That's another story. Surprise.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on down there, and we do need the personnel down there to, make these days a memorable day that you
won't forget.
Well, you won't. You're not going to forget it.
Yeah, it leaves an indelible mark.
In fact, I got piles of mail that somebody wants to read them. Come over and read them about how these guys thank us, and we have people that thank us until the day they die, and then until the day they pass. And
people come in here all the time,
and then they thank us, and you know.
How about the website, Joe? Tell them about the website, because there's a lot of informative.
The website is www.buckscountytourofhonor.org. And you should be able to. The website is being updated. It's being updated. It hasn't been updated in a while, but it's we're working on getting that updated, and so we can change, because there's been a few changes in the last couple of years that have happened, and it's just. Remember, this is all volunteer.
It is.
And we do not have any paid employees whatsoever. So it's all volunteer, and you can only push volunteers so far.
Yeah.
And and you can't fire a volunteer either. So
no, that's for sure.
So it's
never heard of that, but yeah.
But you get a lot of back talk from them.
That's all right.
God, that's all right. It's a lot.
Everybody has a plan.
It's not easy at the helm, and our leadership through Joe has proven to keep it a real strong link with everyone. And we have our ups and downs, but
it's really
we
great.
band together. It's a charity, and
it's what our mission is, and that's it. We got to remember what our mission is.
Remember what the mission is. That's the truth. Now, Mission Impossible, we call it our barbecue mission, or I'm drawing a blank on the name. Barbecue. Mission Barbecue. Mission Impossible. Barbecue Mission. That's a great contributor to what we do, and if you wonder how we feed you throughout the day, because it's a long day, that's all planned as well too, right, Joe?
Well, that's planned through Mission Barbecue down in Washington.
Right. And boy, you want to talk about a great meal.
Yeah, they assist us down in Washington. Again, that's part of the cost, They're not going. I mean, we don't expect people to give us meals and supplies and stuff like that.
300 people.
Yeah. For 300 people, they give us a break? Yes, I'm sure they do, but we don't expect it to be given to us for nothing.
No.
It's just too much. And especially in today's world,
But they provide us a good, reasonable number, and
they provide our lunch.
Yeah.
They bring it in on their trucks and everything. It's cool. Wait in line. Hurry up and wait.
Wait in line. Sit. There's plenty of bleachers, and that's at the Air Force. Well, I don't want to get too much
at the
away.
Air Force.
Air Force Memorial.
That's usually our third stop.
Yeah. So we have everything planned, and for those, let me place some ease in the minds of veterans who are listening, who haven't engaged yet at this point. We cover medical. We have wheelchairs, accessibility, right, Joe?
We have
AMs on the buses.
Yes.
Well, there's EMTs and paramedics on every bus. There's supplies and anything we need. We have change of clothing. We have other necessities there too, and we also have, like you said, there's a wheelchair for every veteran if they need it. And one thing we should tell them, make sure they all know. You know what the cost is on this trip for a veteran? Zero. The veteran does not get charged 1 penny for this trip.
No. God bless you all. It's well deserved, and Joe has recognized that right from the very beginning. How important it is for you to realize it's a day of honor for our veterans, for our military.
Right. And the cost is zero, and you receive a breakfast, you receive a lunch, you receive a dinner, you receive apparel, a jacket, a shirt, a hat, anything. We try to cover everything. I think we're pretty well up to.
Oh, we are up to stuff. Thanks to you and all of the work that goes behind it.
A funny story. Well, you were there, so we had we have a bag of supplies, pants, anything you want, shirts.
Sure.
If something happens, we're going to change of clothing. We have change of everything,
right.
We were at the Korean Memorial at one time, and there's the pond, reflection pond. And there was a veteran that was standing there, and he was going back with his camera, and I'm 20, I'm 20 some, I said, I'm just watching. I said,
this is not going to be good.
This is not going to be good. And then, he steps up on the side there, and then he goes back a little more.
Whoops.
Then he fell, but he didn't fall all the way. He got his balance back and everything like that. But his shoes and everything got wet, and like I said, so. One thing we didn't do. One thing we didn't have.
Wow, shoes and socks.
Socks. We didn't have socks.
Right.
So every trip, and this was years ago. So in the beginning, every year we used to tweak it. You get things that happen or something like that. You got to tweak a little more.
Sure.
And, so that's
that's another one.
We got socks now.
Yeah,
everybody has
gets
socks.
wet socks.
We almost had a catastrophe last time. Some guy was jumping over a chain link fence.
Oh, me!
And took a header.
Oh my God!
That was funny. Tom.
Swan dive, Bree. Yeah. I'm not kidding you, because I had to rush to get to another site. And these guys, they seen it. I was embarrassed as soon as I hit the dirt, and I did. It was like straight down.
Oh yeah, you did.
I got up.
You were sliding into second.
Yeah, sliding in. I got up. I'm thinking,
head first.
Maybe, if I'm lucky, maybe nobody's seen it. I'm like embarrassed. Yeah. I come back and
only
Charlie.
About 500 people.
Charlie didn't ask me if Joe was concerned, but Charlie goes, darn it, I didn't have my phone on. Can you do it again?
Well,
they wanted to get a video of
That's not true. I turned around and asked I asked the video. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sympathy, it just prevailed that day. Now, you're listening to Let's Go Places here with my good friend Joe Safran, who is the chair for the Bucks County Tour of Honor. And there's a lot of acrobatic sites that occur down there, as you just heard. Charlie Esposito, who's my sidekick here, and a board member as well. But we're going to return after a few more words from our sponsors. And don't go anywhere. We have a lot more to share with you.
During the Toyota Ready, Set, Go sales event, just imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Whatever you need, from an electric vehicle to a rugged, versatile truck, we have new Toyotas on the ground for immediate delivery. or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
Hey, this is Jonesy. Kick off your Thursday and Friday evenings in style. Join me for an eclectic freeform mix of the hits and beyond. It's a happening, a musical journey. It's the Glenn Jones radio experience right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, Thursday and Friday, 5 to 6 p.m., directly following the legendary Jerry Blavitt. Radio, the way it ought to be.
Opinions matter, and so does yours. Hi, I'm Joe Fabrizi, inviting you to join us every Monday at 1 p.m. for Opinions Matter, right here on 1490 AM WBCB. Opinions Matter is now live streamed at WBCB1490.com. We want to hear from you because your opinion does matter.
WBCB is now on your FM dial at 107.3. Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1958, you can now listen to all of your BCB favorites crystal clear on 107.3 FM. A new age for WBCB on a new frequency, 107.3.
During the Toyota Ready, Set, Go sales event, just imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Whatever you need, from an electric vehicle to a rugged, versatile truck, we have new Toyotas on the ground for immediate delivery. Or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
We're back with Let's Go Places here in the beautiful showroom here, 746 East Lincoln Highway, Team Toyota of Langhorne, the home of the Bucks County Tour of Honor, thanks to Paul Muller, as Joe pointed out. Terrific sponsor, and now an honorary board member of our board as well, along with Joe DiGirolamo. Who's our other honorary?
Matt Weintraub,
who's our district attorney running for judge, which hopefully will work out. And pay attention and listen to our other shows that we have, Justice for All and Behind the Badge. Justice for All, just a great show. Jennifer Shorn, great lady, the first assistant district attorney now, who hopefully, in my estimation and what I'm hoping for, could be the next next DA here in Bucks County.
Yeah.
Great woman, and packs a lot of experience, prosecutorial experience, and we have a great team of prosecutors, and our law enforcement agencies up here are above reproach. Many officers from Philadelphia now are looking to come up here. Good place to work if you're a police officer. If you're in Philadelphia or somewhere else in the surrounding areas, and you're looking to maybe expand or maybe to move into another law enforcement area, take a look at some of the ones up here: Middletown Township, Northampton, Newtown. There's many of them.
God, you go, Quakertown, Richland.
Yeah, many of them.
New Britain, Southfront,
and
Central Bucks Regional. We can go on and on. Hilltown.
Yes, Hilltown. I was honored, Joe, as you're aware, Charlie, you couldn't make it, but the Spring Mill Country Club, the Bucks County Chiefs luncheon and meeting, and we meaning Team Toyota, was the honored luncheon sponsor, and I spoke to all the chiefs. It was just a great place and it was like a good feeling for me. It was like being at home again with all my brothers. Many, enough of them that I had the occasion to work with in Philadelphia over the years, and now they're chiefs up here. John Hearn being one of them in Newtown. Used to be a highway patrol commanding officer, and now he's the chief in Newtown. Middletown here, Joe Barbarella was a police inspector in Philadelphia. Kenny Caluzzi, a homicide detective. I think it's Upper Maitland, if I'm not mistaken. That he's Makefield. He's the chief there. So Jimmy, I'm trying to remember. There's another one in oh God, help me out. Right off of County Line, not Northampton.
Off of County Line?
Off of County Line Road.
Upper Southampton?
Upper Southampton. And Warminster.
Yeah,
Donahue.
Donahue.
Yeah, Jim Donahue. His father was my sergeant in the 25th Police District in Philadelphia. He's the chief in Warminster. I was drawing a blank senior moment there with the Warminster Township. But as Joe pointed out,
there's 26 police departments in Bucks County. I'm not sure.
I think you're right.
About 26.
Yeah. And I addressed many of them. It was a great day to just meet them all and explain the Heroes program that we have here at Team Toyota, which has helped countless hundreds, thousands probably, of our law enforcement officials, our military, and our firefighters with the program that Paul now has. It's a new one that we introduced, where many dealerships are charging thousands of dollars over the MSRP. Paul here at Team Toyota has never wavered, has never gone above the MSRP. But now if you're a law enforcement, if you're a hero of any type, and I'll be reaching out to you, give me a call. This Heroes program, it's now discounted $500 under MSRP, and all the warranties, when you see me, I discount them as well. And many of the officers, if you're listening, you can be nodding your head that it's a great program. It's a great program here. 215-768-6505. That's 215-768-6505. The Heroes special offer now, the program here that we've had. It's exclusive at Team Toyota. But getting back to the Tour of Honor, coming back is great. We don't want to talk too much about that because there's too many surprises there.
A lot of excitement.
But
we guarantee that we will get you between the time you leave at 6 a.m. and the time you get home. We will get you.
Yes. There'll be a tear, more than a tear in your eye.
There will be more than a tear in your eye. Your emotions will come through before the end of the day.
Right. No complaints and a lot of tears.
And
especially the Vietnam guys. They were.
You just took the words out of my mouth. Tell us about that, Charlie, coming home.
They couldn't believe, especially then when they closed down 95, and this is the greatest moment they ever had. It was, and they were tearing up. A lot of them were tearing up. These are grown men.
Sure.
And they were tearing up. I even got a little emotional in it, and I've been through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do all the time. I've been through it more than 14 times.
And yes. And you can't. It's hard for us to explain that feeling.
You have to experience it.
You got to remember, there's other things that happen on the way home that I'm not sharing.
Yeah, we're not going to tell them.
It's a secret.
It involves the family and other things too. So if we give it all away, you can't give it away.
No, absolutely. We don't want to give it away. What we do want is for you to call that number again, Joe, for Tour of Honor, 215-741-4200,
or
ask for the Tour of Honor, and they'll transfer you to our office here, or
you just call 215-962-8071, and that's my personal personal cell number, or you can call. You can dial.
Phone number?
What's that?
Bree wants to give her phone number. She wants all those good-looking guys calling.
There you go.
You don't have to give it out. I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, or else you can just email us at Bucks County Tour of Honor at gmail.com and just ask for information, and we'll be happy to send it to you. Yeah. And again, next year's trip, this date hasn't been picked yet. We should have our date by the end of July, and then we can start all over again. Yeah. Which is, looking forward to it.
And it's just a little early, but we have that car show coming up.
Oh, yes.
September, we will make sure.
That's right, yes. The car show at Parks.
It's a nice fundraiser for us.
It's a it's September 11th.
September 11th.
Once again.
9/11. Can't remember.
9/11.
I think it's the 11th. 9/11. I'm pretty sure it's
I think
September
you're right.
11th.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday at Parks.
What a great day for kids.
We even have kids' entertainment this year. We got to have the bouncy, whatever. What are they called?
Oh, those inside.
Yeah, the inflow.
My neighborhood does that. In case you need somebody.
Well, we can't have a car show there.
No.
No, I mean he brings. Well, we could.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, maybe I'll practice the bouncing, and maybe the next time I try to take an adventurous trip over the chains.
Yeah,
and
well,
poles,
you have.
I'll know how to flip.
Yeah, but you have all that experience with your bounce checks.
Hey, Trey, we could have a car. A car show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Car. There's no S on the end there.
Right, no N.
Car show.
We can show.
Once again, Park's coming through with the
We're turning this into a comedy show.
Why not? Yeah, it's good to
lighten it up a little.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get the car show in. Get some.
No, you're right. I should have mentioned that.
September 11th.
September 11th. It's a Sunday.
And I know it's pending, and they haven't decided yet. The women want to have that pocket bingo. Maybe we'll get that.
Oh, God, that's another.
We want to get that in there. That's another.
But that's supposed to be in October, but I don't know if we're going to be able to.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, I know. But it's a shame because it's a great.
The ladies, they got medical issues, and so.
Yeah, I know. It's so. That's the price you pay for getting old, Joe.
Yeah.
Let's get back. Let's get back.
I'm enjoying this.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, that's good. Yeah. You have a big birthday coming up pretty soon, don't you?
That's November.
Yeah. And how old are you going to be, Charlie?
80.
80 years young.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 71. I just want to keep moving forward too. As well.
Doesn't it go backwards after 80?
I hope.
You go back to 79.
Wouldn't it be nice?
70.
Yeah, and you start we get younger in age.
Oh, yeah.
Mentally, I mean,
compared to these two guys, I'm still. Well, I'm going to say in diapers.
Yeah, you're still.
But that ain't too smart to
say. Yeah. My grandmother always came up with an expression. I can't use the SH word, But she'd look at me and say, you're still pooping yellow, yellow. I'm thinking, what is she talking about?
You're young.
Well, you're in diapers, yeah. When I turned 30 or 35, and she was right.
You writing any of this down?
Yeah. Bree loves it. She just sits back and enjoys all the comedy that goes on. But we'll wrap it up. I mean, we just have a few moments with the, as far as the Tour of Honor. What's most important, Joe? Your message to our listeners who haven't understood the purpose of Tour of Honor.
Well, I would just, any veteran that hasn't been on the trip, again, we're taking veterans now up to February 28th, 1991, I believe it is.
Right.
Anybody that's served in the U.S. military between December 7th, 1941 through February 28th, 1991, you're more than welcome to go on the trip. And again, the cost is nothing. All you got to do is get in touch with us.
Something just hit my mind. It came to me as an epiphany. Wouldn't it be great if we got Uncle Sam again like this? We want you, call it a draft. We're drafting you to come to the Tour of Honor.
Yeah, we could.
That's not a bad idea.
Put a new poster out.
Yeah, we want you.
Put them out.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to close this show.
Yeah.
So, you're going to get drafted again, just for the day.
Yeah, we could put a hat on you. You look a little bit like him. That poster guy.
Yeah, exactly. Put the hat on top and everything. Well, we're going to be wrapping it up for now. Joe, I want to thank you once again.
Thank you.
Hopefully you'll come back again.
Yeah, thank you for having us, and thank you for supporting us.
Oh, it's great. It's great. And Charlie, any words of wisdom? We have 30 seconds.
Yeah, just make sure you walk your dog. I don't know.
I'll be saying that in a second. Yeah. Yeah, but as I do with all the shows. In fact, Matt Weintraub one day, I said, I can't make it home. He says, I'll go over and get Jerry and I'll walk the dog with her. Yeah, sure. But at any rate, we want to thank you for listening in. I hope that we reached a veteran out there, most importantly, because that's the purpose of today's show, to make you aware of the honor that we bestow upon all of our military, which is what our show is all about. On behalf of Joe Safran, our Bucks County Tour of Honor Chair, Paul Muller, the sponsor of the show, and an honorary board member, Charlie Esposito, my good friend, both of these good friends of mine, Charlie, board member as well. I'm Tom Mellon. Thank you for listening to us today on Let's Go Places. Our show, once again, next month. It's always the fourth Wednesday at 10 a.m. Bree at the helm. Thank you for listening. Jerry, I'm coming home to walk the dog. She's still a little under the weather, but I'll take Dude out for the walk. And as always.
By yourself?
By myself. That may be bad. I may not find a way to get back home.
Yeah, who's walking who?
Yeah, you're right. I think the dude walks me. But until next time, be safe, stay well, don't text while you drive, and most importantly, God bless America.